Alright, so welcome back again to FJUtv. I am Ruben. We're going to be talking about video games. So stay tuned because we have a lot to talk about. So, video games. Alright, so video games, don't take me bad. They're fun. They're good. Good way to spend some time, perhaps when you have a visitor, when you have, a cousin coming over to your house. Play for 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. But don't over exceed it. A lot of youth, a lot of people, too, adults, overdo it. How? They tend to play for hours, extra hours. They're in the video games, There are people that play for hours online. They go 10. I've met personally youth that go, they spend the whole night, playing video games without sleeping. And then the next day, it's not really healthy. It's bad in the first place. It's not really healthy because on the next day, instead of being productive, you're going to be unproductive. Why? Because you're going to be tired. It's that extra sleep that you could have gotten, now you don't have it. And when you play in excessive, meaning you play for a very long time, keep in mind, those are 2, 3, 4 or more hours of your day and of your life that you're misspending, using inappropriately. For example, in those 3, 4 hours, you could be catching up on something else, doing something productive that could help you out tomorrow. A video game is not going to help you out on the day of tomorrow. A video game will only help you momentarily in the moment that you're playing by distracting you from everything around. But like I said, don't overdo it. And unfortunately, there has also been tragic moments because of people who get addicted to video games. For example, this new game that everyone is talking about, Pokemon Go. There's a lot of people who are getting, unfortunately, addicted to this one video game, this cell phone game. They have actually gotten hurt. For example, there's people that have fallen off from a cliff. I'm not joking. They have fallen off a cliff because they were paying attention about their surroundings, about their whereabouts. There was a case, where people are actually driving and playing the game completely unsafe. Because you're not only risking their lives as a driver, they're risking other people's life. And there's people who have crashed, who have seriously injured themselves, and actually people dying due to this one game that seems, safe. There's time for everything. There's time to be serious, there's time to joke around. So keep in mind that there's time to play a video game when you're in a safe place, you're not really doing much. And there's times where you shouldn't be playing. For example, school. You shouldn't be concentrated in video games during school. You shouldn't be concentrated in video games during when you go to church. There's a lot of youth that bring their cell phones in, but they don't bring a Bible in. So that's not a good sign, spiritually or good at all. Why? Because you can tell where their minds are at. And the point is that you go to church to seek for God, and you go to school to seek an education. So those are things that they're gonna help you out in life. You see, that's what I'm telling you. Those are things that are gonna help you on tomorrow's day. School is gonna help you in your future. Church is gonna help you, tomorrow when you have a problem and you need to learn how to use your faith. A video game is not gonna be able to help you. So we'll be right with you to continue talking more. So, Now let's talk about the effects of overplaying video games. All right, so I don't know. Let me talk to you about my experience. There was a point when PSP was very popular, and there was this game GTA, Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, or Liberty City. You may relate to them if you play them. There was a point that I used to play that game for hours. I used to come out from school straight home into my PSP and used to be there for hours until it was time to go to sleep. I didn't do homework. I was doing pretty bad in school. Not only that, it used to play around with my mind. There were moments that I would be walking on the street and literally, you know how in GTA you could go in and rob anybody's car and do the etc. I used to be the same way. I went and tried to open the car once. It just came naturally. I didn't think about it. I just went to the car and tried to open it. Those are some effects that it had on me personally, you know. And we see a lot of things on TV, you know, because of people who get affected for overplaying these type of games. For example, there's other cases where you hear a son killing a mother, grandmother. Why? Because a game was taken away from them, because the games were hidden. You know, there's a youth, I'm not sure if you've seen it, a youth gone completely insane because his mom hid the games. He goes up to his room, starts screaming, starts shouting. I'm pretty sure you've seen this video. He starts shouting, he starts screaming, going crazy because of a game. Does it really make sense to go crazy for a game? I don't think so. There's a lot more things more valuable than a video game, than a game. Now let me give you some tips. If you find yourself in this situation, you may say, I can't seem to, you know, play just for a little bit. I always seem to overdo it. Well, here's some tips. Ready? Tip number 1, put a timer. Put a timer. If you're that type of person that plays for 3, 4, 5 hours, put a timer. I'm not saying quit cold turkey. Put a timer. If you play, put the timer for an hour and a half. By most, start by there. After the second week, you may drop it to an hour. After the third week, try playing for 30 minutes. There's other things that you could do. For example, read a book. You know, a lot of people don't tend to read a lot of books. Well, there's really great books, you know. For example, read a book that we have here in book review. Those are really great books, and they have a great story, a great storyline, you know. My friend Eloisa right there, she's going to be doing the book reviews. And grab a book, read it, and it's going to help you out too. Another thing that you could do, go out and try a new sport, all right? Because many times we know we're really great in FIFA, but when it comes to playing soccer in the field, we're not that great. Or, you know, basketball games, football games, and we're not really that great in the field. So go out, grab a couple of friends, and start playing with them. You know, it's summertime, you know, the weather is beautiful. There's a lot for you to do outside as well. Here's another thing that you could do. Start playing an instrument, all right? Perhaps you have friends that play an instrument, and perhaps you don't even know how to play a simple instrument. Go ahead. Here's some instruments that you may want to find interesting. For example, the piano. It's a really great, easy instrument that you can learn how to play. It has a bunch of keys, but it's just trying to learn the keys. Once you learn the keys, it makes it a lot simpler. How about the guitar? A guitar, wonderful instrument, you know. Try to find a little bit more information about the guitar's history, because it's also very interesting on the guitar. You know, there's other instruments, there's many instruments, the trumpet, the tuba, the flute, the clarinet, violin. There's many instruments that you could play, and trust me, it looks good on you as well. And if you follow all those tips and all those advices, you're gonna see that sooner or later you're gonna stop playing or being addicted to the video games, and you're gonna be a lot more happier, guaranteed.
Hi everyone, I'm back again with our book review for this week, and this week's book is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee. It's a sequel to her first book. She only really wrote 2 books. The first one is To Kill a Mockingbird. Maybe you have read that book in class for, an assignment or something. It's a very well-known book. I personally loved that book. It was amazing. It touched on a lot of topics, racism, segregation in the South, the duties or the, what to do based on what is right or what, you want, what you believe is right or what everyone else is saying is right. So this sequel is really, really nice because you get to see the character, one of the characters, she's a grown young lady. She's living an independent life, and she kind of goes back to her small town in Alabama, and the problem of race has come up again in a bigger way. And it's really interesting because you get to see her have like an identity crisis of sorts, because her father, is in the first book, everyone respects him. Not everyone likes him, not everyone agrees with him, but every single person respects him, and she has held him as her like moral standard, her standard for every single person. She really respects and admires her father. And then she has a bit of an identity crisis when she finds out certain things about him, politically wise, and so it really shakes her. And it's really nice because at the end of the story you do see her become resolved, but it also makes you question things. Well, it should. If you read a book, you should question things and put yourself into the position of any character in the book to see if you agree with the way that they're thinking. And I think it's a very interesting book, even more so now because of all of the the racial tensions that we're seeing in the United States, all over. So you get to see different perspectives, I think. So it's a really great book. I highly recommend it. I definitely recommend this book. Harper Lee passed away a couple of months ago or something, but she's well respected, well known, and if you get the chance, read it. If you've read To Kill a Mockingbird, if you have any comments, anything you want to say about it, please do so in the comment section below, and we'll see each other next week.
And guys, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. Everything is provided here. If you have any more questions, any concerns, any tips, any advices, anything you want to communicate to us, you want to talk to me, you want to talk to any of our, media group, we have everything provided right here for you so you can go ahead and get in touch with us, And like always, it's been a pleasure being with you. Thank you for allowing us to be with you today. And until next time.